Well, good morning then, since it's me
Hello, Olga.
back in Walla Walla, and it's been a while since we saw each other and talked to each other.
It's been a long time.
And it's always great to, to get back to the memories we all cherish when we started the school and started doing our friendship. I would say it was friendship, not just the exchange visits, but I would really call it friendship. When we just started school, and just in few years, there was the first visit from Amursk to Portland, uh,
Yes.
Pacific Crest Community School.
Yep.
And that was something so new to Amursk, so unknown that many people wouldn't even believe that it was possible because it was the 90s, right? When
Right.
not so many people were able to travel. And we just opened this whole new world. And then the American students in Amursk, I remember people telling me, "What are you doing?" I mean, what are you doing, Olga? Are you crazy? Bringing American students to Amursk? What they are going to see here?
Yeah.
There's not so much to see. But then, when the month, of the visit came to an end, I remember that neither American students nor Russian students would really like to depart,
Right.
leave
Right.
from each other. So, um, I would like you to share your memories of this time. What was, to your understanding, to your mind, something that really made this friendship, as I call it, so memorable and so valuable to both of us and to our students?
Well, I agree. It all started with friendship. And that's one thing that I know I really felt when we were there in Amorsk, not only from you and the other teachers, but the families, because the students stayed with host families. And when we were visiting other schools or going to other places in Amorsk, it was almost we almost felt like we were the Beatles because I don't know
Right,
if you remember this, but there would be big crowds of
right.
people at the schools that would come out to greet us. And I think there were only like maybe six students and I who were there. So it was a small group, and we felt so welcomed by everyone. It was just amazing, Olga. It was just amazing.
Yeah, such a warm feeling. Just, I can feel the waves of this attitude, of this atmosphere. And I almost remember, if not all, if not every student, but many of them, especially when I, see the picture and the photos. And then the Russian students came to the Pacific Crest Community School, and of course the school was different, and the atmosphere was same, like family oriented, very friendly, very
Yes.
generous. My students stayed in host families who were very generous and so much hospitable, and just same attitude of friendship was all there. And yeah, and there were some stories that you might be willing to share with
Yes.
us.
Yeah, well, the first has to do when you visited Pacific Crest Community School. And if you remember, there was a group of students who really wanted to go to Disneyland. So do you remember this?
Right.
So, so one of the other teachers and I, Jenny, and I accompanied you and the students to Disneyland. We flew down. And one of the parents at our school, at Pacific Crest Community School, had, I think it was a sister who lived there. And so they had a big house. We all got to stay at the house.
Yeah.
Kids were sleeping in sleeping bags on the floor. And I remember one night, all the kids had gone to bed, and all the teachers, we stayed up and we were, I think we may have been drinking some vodka. I think there was that involved there, and probably some beer or something. but we started to teach each other how to curse in each other's language. And that's very, I still remember those curse words too. It's great.
Hilarious, right? It was hilarious.
That's one of the, I mean, it was such a fun time and just, just genuine friendship and getting to know each other. It was just wonderful, wonderful time. So that's the one from your visit here. And then when we visited Amursk, there's one that's actually very, very touching and very meaningful to me. And it's one of our students that came with us, Bruce McQuackey was his name. He is Native American. His tribe actually is in Alaska. And you had arranged for us to meet in an indigenous village. I
Mhm.
think it was outside of Morsk. And the village elders there welcomed Bruce as though he were one of theirs. And they made him this coat. I don't know if you remember this. And they had this big ceremony for us and for Bruce, and they presented him with this coat. And Bruce was the quietest kid I had ever known and never really saw a lot of emotion out of him. And he was actually, he had tears in his eyes that day
Mhm.
that they gave him the coat. Unfortunately, Bruce passed away a couple of years ago.
Oh
Um,
no.
yeah,
Wow.
it was quite sad. But when I talked to his mom about it, that this is one of the stories we shared, was how meaningful that visit was for Bruce. And I think that really kind of summarizes this, the importance of meeting other cultures and spending time with people that you generally would never have the opportunity to spend time with, except for doing things like these exchanges and um, and really kind of being able to meet people on this deeply personal level. So those are, I think, two very important memories for me. One very funny, and
Mhm.
one other that was pretty touching.
Yeah, yeah. I agree, Dan. I agree. I think that, these meetings and these visits made a lasting effect on our students. And like you mentioned, Bruce, and I know that my students would, you know, remind me every now and then of the friendship that we had, the time that we shared. And I
Yeah.
think that that's where this mentality changes, that, people from, different countries can still be friends and get together quite well and have fun. And this is so important.
Yes.
We can hardly overestimate the importance of this kind of things. And I think that we do deserve credit for doing such things for our
E-
kids.
Even though it was crazy on both of our parts.
It was. There were so many crazy, crazy things then. I remember when we get into this van, when we, went to Los Angeles to the Disneyland.
Yeah.
I remember Jenny would open the window because it was so stinky because students were having a long flight and they of
Yeah.
course didn't change the socks and the boots, and it was something is I mean, those are the moments when everyone laughed, and
Yeah.
it's just still in the mind because we could laugh, we could make fun, could have
Right.
great parties, and students. I remember also when we you were uh, bringing us to Portland, where we were, up to the flight to get
Hmm.
back to Khabarovsk. And
Yeah.
also, we spent the night in the hotel. And again,
Yeah.
another party with us and our students. Our students were so happy that we did not watch them, and they had their own party in the corridor.
Yeah. That's right, they did.
Well, they had so much fun. My kids, my both Ksenia and Nikita, remember so many things that I even wouldn't remember. I said, "Was it, did it really happen?" Yes, mom. Don't you remember? No. They probably were not in a very good condition.
Well, and it's probably best not to know some of these things,
I know,
until later
I
in
know,
life, like when everyone's a lot older, and then we can just laugh at it, you know?
I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And one of the other things too, Olga, is the first time I met you, when I was in Amursk with someone from Portland. So I was helping this guy and his wife learn English, and they
Yes.
were from Amursk, and that's how I ended up going there to spend some time with him when he went back to visit his family. Anyway, so we had met and talked about the ideas about an exchange. And anyway, before I left, I don't know if you remember this, but you gave me a gift and you gave me this big pillow. Do you remember this? And I was like, oh, this is so amazing because I love big fluffy pillows. And I brought it home. We still have that pillow. And the kids, when they were little, they referred to it as the Russian pillow. And they would kind of argue about who got the Russian pillow because it was such a nice big pillow. We still have that pillow. It is
Oh
still here
my
in our house.
God, this is so
Yeah.
moving, so
Yeah.
touching
Yeah.
then. It was my mother-in-law who actually, gave me this pillow for Gus. I think that yeah, it was Gus was a small baby and
Yeah.
yeah, and
That's right.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So touching. Russian pillow.
The Russian pillow.
Yeah, probably that was the best time of diplomacy that we had. Diplomacy, we were doing a better job than the diplomats are doing now
I
because
think that's true.
the diplomacy of, us teachers and our students who became
Yeah.
friends work much better.
And you're right. I mean, they have these memories. So I went back to a reunion for Pacific Crest Community School. This would have been its 25th anniversary. So that was already like what, 12 years ago or something, 10 years ago. And um yeah, I think it was 12 years ago. Anyway, I went back for the anniversary, and there were kids there who were on the trip, and that's what they talked about. I mean, they remembered it. They had such a wonderful time. They were asking, what about the kids that they stayed with, and what about the families that they stayed with?
Mhm.
And it was really meaningful for everybody, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, Dan. Thank you so much for
You're welcome.
sharing these memories and for bringing back those beautiful times. And I hope that we will be able to keep in touch and to still be able to share with us our family stories and the memories. And of course, please say hi to our colleagues in Crest Community School and to Ellison and to your kids with all
I
the
will.
best memories and the best wishes from all of us from Russia.
And
Thank
please pass that along for me as well.
Yeah, I will. I will. I will. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Mm.